Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. This is the Monday morning news and Jentel show. Sometimes it's news, Baratel, and Jentel, but I don't have a lot of Baratel today, so we're just going to call it a news and Jentel show starring, I'm your host, Mike Barr in Las Vegas, Nevada, but it's starring everybody's favorite psychic medium, intuitive, remote viewing, witchy bitchy.
No, absolutely not.
Jennifer Doreen in Hayden, Idaho. Jen, how are you doing today? Anything happen this weekend? Anything go on this weekend? Anybody notice anything interesting?
It's all coming together, isn't it?
All right. Well, I'm going to try to summarize where we are now, just in case you didn't hear. Somebody pretending to be Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential race yesterday on a Sunday. A day before there are hearings on Capitol Hill into the assassination attempt on Donald Trump a week ago. What's her name? Kimberly Cheadle, I forget her name, is on the Hill right now, avoiding questions like the plague. Now, the mechanic did call me this morning and he said, hey, look, if there's an ongoing investigation, she can't talk about it, and it's not really a good look for them to be pressing her on this. However, I think when the president of the United States is let down, at the very least, let down so significantly that somebody comes within a half an inch of killing him, I think you need to answer the questions whether there's an ongoing investigation or not. But that's just where I disagree with the mechanic. And the mechanic is not somebody you want to disagree with very often. So I'm going to avoid that. That happened. The letter that was put out was not on campaign stationery. It was not on presidential stationery. The signature is questionable. There are people saying it doesn't appear to be Joe Biden's signature. It looks like a forgery. It was obviously not written by Joe Biden. The joke, of course, is going around the internet to the effect that I wonder what's going to happen when Joe Biden wakes up this morning and finds out he dropped out of the race yesterday. He doesn't even fucking know it. He did not endorse Kumswala Horis, Hoeris, by the way, that's how you spell it, Kumswalahoris, Kumswala Horis. He did not endorse her. Somebody on his staff who does his tweets, we now find out who that was, is some young female intern, tweeted out an endorsement right after they tweeted out the letter, which appears to be inauthentic. No one has seen the president of the United States for the last 5 or 6 days. Supposedly he has COVID. COVID is the flu. It doesn't take 5 or 6 days to get over the flu, especially if you have ivermectin, which I'm sure the elites all have in hand in case they do catch something like that. Right now, there is effectively no president of the United States. It's not Kumswala Harris. It's not Joe Biden. Who is running the country is a really, really good question, because there are no good answers on that. It is the interregnum of interregnums going on right now. And the question still remains, is Donald Trump actually the commander in chief? We don't know, but that weakens our position internationally. And if there was ever a time that Russia or China was going to make a military move on, let's say, the Baltic states in Russia's case, or on Taiwan in China's case, now is the time, because we are rudderless, drifting at sea with no leader. Nobody even knows where this guy is. Rumors are flying that he is dead, that Joe Biden is dead. Now, when I say that, I'm talking about the character of Joe Biden, because we all kind of agree there's an actor portraying Joe Biden, and the real Joe Biden probably assumed room temperature sometime in 2018 or 2019. But the rumors are that he is dead. Laura Loomer, in recent moments, has tweeted out the following. And she, by the way, correctly predicted that he had a medical emergency on Air Force One, that he had a medical emergency in Las Vegas when he was here a week ago, and that they medevaced him out. It's now being reported by Charlie Kirk to confirm that from a week ago. But she tweeted out this morning, Joe Biden is now in the terminal stage of his illness. This is what my medical source in D.C. has confirmed to me. I told you all weeks ago he had a medical emergency on Air Force One and that you'd be seeing resignations. Everything I said is true. Most people don't know Air Force One has a full medical emergency triage center on the plane. There's even an operating room on Air Force One. Just because people don't know these things doesn't mean my reporting was incorrect. It just means I'm ahead of the curve, kind of like somebody else I know, a little bit ahead of the curve. She then followed up with another tweet. Breaking at 10 a.m. Eastern time today, White House Chief of Staff Jeff Zientis is holding a mandatory, that was a couple hours ago, mandatory call from all White House staff, followed by a call for all political appointees in the Biden administration at 11 a.m. That would be taking place a couple hours ago. We may be getting close to a full-blown resignation from Joe Biden. His medical condition is now terminal, from what sources have told me. So the actor playing Joe Biden, Struan Roger, is apparently ready to step off the stage, either by death or resignation, or I think their ideal scenario would have been to have somebody shoot him the way they tried to shoot Trump and blame it on MAGA. That's what we've got. I talked to the bond. I did not talk. The bondholder is reporting that he fully expects to be paid on Wednesday. I have heard that, 6 times in the last 6 weeks. However, that is what he says.
I just want to say this because I didn't write it down before you move on to Jentel. When I was talking, I talked to Jesus today. Because when things get tough, you go to Jesus.
You went to the big
so, he did say Wednesday. And I told him, I can't go out there and say Wednesday. We say Wednesday every week.
Well, I just gave you cover. I
didn't write it down, but he did say
Wednesday.
He did say Wednesday.
For financial changes. Honestly, the political changes are swirling. They're all around us. Financial, not so much. The market has not crashed yet. We do expect it to happen. I put out my tweet saying all the things that were going to happen, some of it from Jen, some of it from my own intuition. So far on my list of 8 or 9 things that are going to happen, ending with Grassley being the interim president and Trump probably retaking the office. So far out of those 9 things, 3 of them have happened or are in the process of happening. 2 others are rumored to be happening. So, your Jentel a couple weeks ago said Biden leaves early. I don't know that you could call that a Jentel confirmed simply from him leaving the campaign. However, we can't confirm it's actually Joe Biden who wrote any of that or agreed to any of that or said
I think that's a big Jentel confirmed that Biden leaves early.
Right, but he leaves the campaign early, whether he leaves the Oval Office early, there's 2 different things.
No. And then after that,
wait.
Biden fired.
One more thing. There are no photographs or films of Joe Biden actually signing that letter that was written out yesterday. We have no proof of life, no confirmation. We are in uncharted waters right now. And with all that as background, I'd like to introduce my co-hosts. Show prep for David Wilcock and Phil Godlewski. Here she is, folks. Jennifer Falah-Doring in Hayden, Idaho. Go, Jen. Go, Jen. Give Phil what he's going to talk about tonight.
I like both of those individuals, by the way, and I don't believe that.
It's true, though.
This is Jentel for July 22nd, 24. So today, I want to just talk to Jesus, okay? In meditation, interdimensional meditation by Jennifer Falah-Doring. Jesus, Michael, and Gabriel were present. I walked into my field on the 6th level of heaven, and Michael and Gabriel were standing right next to me, full armor, swords, everything. And I called Jesus' name, and he came and he walked up, and he was as happy as can be. And he took my hands and he says, "Why didn't you worry?" Don't worry. I'm like, well, because I have this list here of all these reasons why I could worry. He said, no. And he came around and stood next to me, put his arm around my shoulder and kind of went like this and had me look at the landscape. So what I'm going to give you is my interpretation of what he showed me, what he said. So it's not actual Jesus words, but it was Jesus giving me information. Now, if it's correct, Like, once again, coming through my human filters. Disclaimer: if I say anything in here, this is psychic input. This is from meditation. I don't have any power about any of these things happening. I'm not involved in any of these things happening. This is just what I see. Let's move on. Political. Jesus speaks and showed me this. The cabal's plan is for Biden to resign now as we move forward. He's pulled out of the office. Not the office, but the game, the race for the presidency, and election. Duh. What's that menopause again? So the cabal's plan is for Biden to resign. Then Kamala takes office. Okay. Then she tries to really quick, like, this is the cabal's plan for her character. Start passing all these executive orders. She really is trying to make it possible to steal that election. Okay. And all this stuff is like, everybody's like, what? And what they want her to do is to usher in the Agenda 2030 or the world takeover as fast as she freaking can while she's in office. Okay. Then what happens? Okay. Now, like I said, I'm just going to put it out what Jesus told me, psychic input. I have nothing. I'm not involved in this situation at all. She passes away from illness. The military steps in October publicly. Change to the election cycle happens then. New elections under Republic rules. That's where we are politically. He wanted to make sure and I got a sense that this may start happening today. So I put AM at the top of this Jentel that I got this in case in a couple minutes or an hour or so, we hear something about him resigning. The RV. The RV is proceeding as planned. I do believe there was a hold off. Hey, let's wait and see. They were waiting for Biden to resign. Okay. Whether he dies or he resigns, I think the cabal's plan is to have him resign. The RV is proceeding as planned. That will happen. We're waiting for Biden to resign. And he said that will happen anytime. He basically said now. And I put anytime now. Cover my butt. All right. Could happen today. I don't know. And then I see rulers across, like when he was showing this, like rulers across the world starting to fall out of office. So, like, and then I got USA, England, etc. The ones that are in the way for the financial transition, the ones that are in the way for Nasara Jassara, the ones that would throw a wrench in the spoke start to get ill, or they start to just, well, we're not going to, we're going to resign or whatever. So we're going to start to see that pretty fast. And they're trying to removing the remaining opposition. Somewhere in that, when Jesus was telling me, that's why you need to watch the show to get the explanation of the Jentel and just don't go with the notes that are posted. Somewhere in that, they're going to try to really start pushing that MAGA, that any opposition to what Kamala does is insurrection. We're going to start seeing that. Okay. He says it. Jesus says it's a transitional week ahead. So this week's transitional. We're going to start seeing a lot of pieces coming together. As far as the RV, I asked him about it. I said, so is this, happening soon? He said yes. And he said Wednesday. And I'm like, I can't go out there and tell everybody. We always go out there and say Wednesday. So I didn't write it down, but he did say that. Okay.
I'm just going to interrupt here just a little bit and say that Biden leaves early, which you were telling people 4 weeks ago now. And everybody in the news media, people who have millions of dollars a year jobs on Fox News and Newsmax and MSNBC, we're all telling the whole world he's not going to leave. He's going to stay in. He's not going to leave early. Guess what? You were right and they were wrong. So that gives you a giant gonadian set of a pair that allows you to be wrong on a specific date. Okay, I'm just saying.
I'm okay with being wrong.
You got enough street cred now with that you and everything else that you don't need to worry about these things.
Yeah, and also after
Wednesday, you said Wednesday. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay.
I know. Let's hope for Wednesday. Okay, I really feel like something major is going to happen today. I said that over the weekend on Telegram. I feel like something major is going to happen today, on Monday. Also. After we got the Biden leaves early, the Jentel after that, or 2 weeks after that, said Biden fired. So whatever that looks like, him saying, oh, well, we found this terrible illness and now he's not doing really poorly and he can't continue on as president, so Kamala's going to step in, or we're going to have him sign this paper and resign. Either way, the cabal decided that he was fired. His character was fired. And so now we're going to see that happen. And that was in the Jentel. And the last thing that Jesus said, I said, you got a message for the people? You got anything for the people? You know, we really need it right now. And he is so nice and so always happy and always positive and looks at you when you go on and on about all the things that seem trivial to him and tells you not to worry, right? So he looked at me and said, remain calm. I am in command. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with Jesus telling me that he's in command. So I think this is going to be interesting. It's going to be good TV. I mean, I think we're going to just start seeing all these dominoes start falling. The timeline, not sure on how long this is going to take. I heard military steps in October. So I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. All right. So if the RV is proceeding as planned, that's behind the scenes. We got to get that done, right? You got to get that done. You got to pull in the instruments of debt before we go to gold. We got to get the political lined up. So we got the right person in office to go to gold. I do think that's an interregnum. Or not the interregnum, but in the middle, we've got Grassley coming in. The military steps in. And we've also heard, and I've seen all along, that we're going to have a period of time where we don't have full access to funds until such time as we go to gold, because the money that's in the Treasury account is in gold-backed notes. You're going to get your 1% so that you can start doing whatever you need to do and to get you through. And we'll be sitting back, eating our popcorn, watching this all play out with the political and the military and everything else. Now, I'm not saying it might be a little scary. Okay, he tells us to remain calm. If Jesus tells you to remain calm, something's going down. Okay, so I think we RV his plan. They're waiting for Biden to resign. I do believe we still got a stock market crash coming. I think that's important. I think that's going to help with the low value of the dollar and the high value of everything else. We go in there, we get our RV done, we go home, everything else, it's ready to go to gold worldwide. Okay. Then we get the military in. There's some kind of announcement. We might have our USA public RV going to gold starting in October when the military comes in. Okay. Then we've got our, so that maybe that's our waiting time before full funding when we're living on a 1%. Then when the USTN note is recognized currency in the USA, that's a big RV worldwide for the US dollar. When that is done or starts, I'm really not sure on that, but when the USTN is recognized currency, then you can have full access. You can pull it out, notes out of there, out of that treasury account, and start moving the money around. So, in no way, shape, or form is there any bad news today. It's a transitionary week, so we're going to see a lot of things happening to set everything up. We may get the trigger pulled if Biden resigns today or within the next couple days. Probably get that notification going. So yeah, game on. Jesus in control, he says. I am in command. And as soon as he said that, I mean, he said that with so much authority, but love. Like you're a little kid and you're worried about everything, and your mom says, you don't have to worry about anything because I'm taking care of this. I know exactly what to do. And you're like, okay, la tra la la, and you run off. So I didn't even ask anything else after that. So we're going to trust in God. Because Jesus is God. Jesus is the masculine. He's the masculine vehicle in which God moves around, because God's the unmoved mover at the center of everything, right? You got the masculine, you got the feminine. So, it's confusing to some people, because I think, okay, we got God, we got Jesus, we got God, and my mind needs to think of them separately, but they are all the same thing. Okay. That is God. God's in control. And this should be interesting. And everybody needs to be watching the news pretty close today. I felt an urgency in getting this out this morning to let you know that this was done this morning, because I feel like it's coming today. Something big is coming today. And that's the Jentel for today.
I don't know how it could be bigger than what's been coming the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but wow. Okay, that's exciting news. Okay, I have a few questions on this stuff. There are a lot of concerns about military movements around the world. And it's interesting you said world leaders are going to resign. Wonder if Xi Jinping is going to not be the head of the Communist Party in China anymore. But
no, that's not one of them.
That's not one of them. But is there a World War III type scare event on the horizon? Let's say this week. Is that something we should be concerned about? Because logically, that's the first thing they're going to do if Swallow gets in there, is test her.
I do feel like something like that is coming, but not this week.
Not this week. Okay. Harris gets an illness and is removed that way.
Well, I feel like she gets in there and she starts doing a lot of work really quick. Like they're like, hand her all these, you sign this, exactly what, like Biden did when he got in. And they're going to try and get as much done to stop, like to steal the election, to get there. They're going to do as much as they can in the time that they have left, because they know there's no way they're ever going to win an election. They got to get her in there and they got to get it signed now.
So I was always under the impression she might take office for about 15 minutes and then they were going to get her out of there because she's a disaster. However, like if she's a good puppet, then it might be a few months, which would surprise me. But will she be challenged on her eligibility in a court of law? Because that's one way. That's how I thought they would get rid of her.
Completely swept under the rug.
That's completely swept under the rug. Because that's how I thought they were going to get rid of her. Now it appears there's going to be an illness and she's going to go that way. It is alarming what you said about them calling you an insurrectionist if you defy the legitimacy of this CIA coup that's taking place right now. But fight them. That's all we can do is fight them. I do think Biden will resign today. I think they will probably try to use the medical excuse. My bingo card says Parkinson's. They're going to say he has Parkinson's disease. But we shall see. We shall see about that. But that all fits. And I like the timing of the financial. But you just you said you had a feeling something big was coming. You said over the weekend you thought it might be financial. Do you still think it's that?
I did think that this weekend, but after talking to Jesus, I'm kind of thinking it's him resigning. I really don't know.
Yeah.
We've got a basic outline of what the bad guys want to do. We'll see how the good guys get in the way of that or change that. That's what I don't know, but I see right now, sometimes they let them do it. well, maybe like, I don't know, forever they
Right.
let them do it so that they can get them on something. But they may want the world to see what someone like Kamala would do and real fast when given that kind of power.
Right.
But the financial thing is a separate situation. I do think there was a pause there to get Biden out of office. The United States is a very important, and maybe even removing him from office gets us financially with the numbers where we need to be.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is that, you have to remember the United States goes last because we're the biggest and the most important. So if we're ready to go, that means everybody else is already done. So we're not waiting on any other countries, but we're in chaos right now. We are in absolute political, financial, hierarchical chaos, which guess what? This guy predicted in 2010, just so you know, that this would happen in 2024. Here we are. Speaking of,
it's a trip.
Jentel confirms, but
yeah, and everybody's taking on our nicknames now. I saw someone today with a Jentel. Ginger Liberty Lounge or something. She was calling it Jentel, Gin, and I'm like, hey.
Phil's gonna have Jentel tonight. Remember, are you take notes, Phil? You're gonna have to respond to this stuff tonight.
It was Mike came up with the Jentel.
I did come up with that Jentel
because it was easier for us than saying, well, the information Jennifer
received from me.
So we just called Jentel, and that was brilliant, and so we use that now. But
Lauren Boebert, who I would love to take to a movie sometime, is demanding proof of life from Joe Biden by 5 p.m. today. Do you think that kind of thing is going to hasten his resignation?
I'm not really sure. I just feel it coming. I just feel it like accelerating, like we should all be watching the news right now.
Suzanne Miller says the U.S. Treasury has given Iraq the green light as of last night. Is that
all right? So that's what I'm getting is like, I think what they're doing is they're watching. All right, pull them out. Get him out of there. But then the only remaining power that the cabal has is to get her in there and get her start passing things to try last ditch effort as they're getting sucked down the portal to hell, grab at everybody's heels. Okay, that's what it looks like. So should be interesting.
Why does my dog keep coming back and looking at me through the window? Like, Barkley, what's going on? I took him for his walk. How's Barkley? Is he okay?
He wants something. That's all. He just wants something. Dave's probably not giving it to him.
He wants some Burger King, but he got some Burger King.
Oh, you got food in there?
No, it's all eaten. It's all in my belly. So, so Patriot Hero has a question. Just to clarify, we RV, then the political stuff, and the military takes over and goes to gold sometime after we RV, like in October. That's how you see the scenario.
Yeah, so it looked like, okay, Kamal's plan, Biden to resign, Kamal takes office, then enacts executive orders to make it possible to steal the election. They want her to usher in Agenda 2030 as fast as they can. Then sometime while she's in office, she passed away from illness. Military steps in October, publicly.
Wow.
Change to election cycle, new elections under Republic rules. And so we've got the RV right now behind the scenes, and this is preparation for the U.S. to go to gold and the rest of the world to go to gold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I do believe the rest of the world goes to gold before the U.S. goes to gold, and that forces it because you can't do business if you don't. Right. So right now, I do think there was a pause. I think there was, like, last week we got that exchange center employees and everybody would be called in on Friday or that weekend and get, be ready or final preparation, whatever they're doing over there. They were called to work. We did receive some confirmation on that. And I think it was Mark Z said something about that people had been called in this weekend.
I'm my understanding, Mark is sitting on a lot of things he can't talk about right now, but he's pretty excited.
So are a lot of people. Okay. So I just feel like, we've got the buffet all set out. We're ready to open the doors to let everybody in, but we're just waiting from one thing, and I think they're watching to wait for Biden to resign. So if Iraq's ready and everything else is in place, we've got most of the bonds all done, maybe except for people that are getting paid their commissions and things like that. We've got the money for it. Treasury's ready. Watch the news. We're getting Biden pulled out. If that happens today or tomorrow, I'm pretty sure Wednesday we're moving forward. The rest of it, everything's happening on top of each other. Okay.
Yeah.
As far as like the EBS and all that stuff, I'd say that's in October. I mean, I always did see it in the fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's always that old date. And I could have been wrong, but it just keeps coming back up. August 23rd, God wins. And that's not about the RV. That's about taking their power. So I'm really not sure exactly when everything happens. And I'm probably not supposed to tell publicly when everything happens.
Yeah.
But we're on our way. I mean, I think this is the year. This is the fall. This is this is when everything goes down.
Yeah. All right. 1,300 of you guys in the live stream today. That's pretty close to a new record, guys. We appreciate each and guys. We appreciate you all being here. Thanks for being here. Please do not forget that these live streams get taken down off a couple of YouTube channels, Mike Barra 3 and Mike Barra 333, almost as soon as the live stream is completed, in order to avoid the YouTube censors, who it sounds like, according to Jen, are going to be coming after people like us really, really hard. But if you go there to that, you can always go to mikebear.blogspot.com and pick up today's show, more recent shows we've done, yesterday's show, the special Toxically Masculine stream yesterday on the Joe Biden thing, some of my UFO stuff, interviews I've done with other people in the UFO community, lots of cool stuff, links to all my books over on mikebear.blogspot.com. And that links directly to the Rumble channel, which is Real News Live with Mike and Jen. Please try to get over to the new channel, Real News Live with Mike and Jen, and subscribe as soon as you can, or follow, rather. Subscribing is a different thing. We have 2,260 followers. We had over 4,000 on the account. Now we have a channel. Rumble does this weird thing where a channel and an account are two different things. So we just discovered this a couple months ago. So we'd like to get all of you guys that are following us on the Real News Live account to come on over to Real News Live with Mike and Jen, the channel, and follow us on that channel. And you can pick up all the live streams, all the videos. We're just packing that full of content. And if you slide over to the actual Rumble live stream, at the very bottom, you can subscribe for $5 a month. It's a $5 subscription fee. It's the best way to help the channel. It's the best way to help us. We get $5 and you guys get to contribute, and we get really happy, and everybody appreciates that stuff. All right. Now, please do not forget also to, this is new in the description, to slide on. Oh, well, let me turn this off a second here. I've got two Jens on my screen, Jen. It's very distracting.
I got something else while you're talking.
In the description, pick up your Ledger Nano S Plus or one of the other Ledger wallets, hardware wallets for your cryptocurrency. I have all my crypto now on the new Ledger wallet. And if you sign up with my associates link, you get $10 in free Bitcoin. I get $10 in free Bitcoin. Everybody wins, and you get the best hardware wallet on the market. I had somebody in the Telegram channel complaining about the Ledger wallet, and all I'm going to tell you is the one he had is the Bluetooth linked one. I got the Nano S Plus. There's no external Bluetooth link. It's impregnable. Unless somebody has your 24-word passcode, they can't get into your crypto.
All right.
Over there, go and do that. Also, please do not forget to visit our wonderful sponsors, the CBD Gurus, over at the cbdgurus.com, where you can get all kinds of super cool CBD based products for your health. All you have to do is slide on down to the wholesale tab, select Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code ALIEN, hit the enter, and you get this week's specials from Matt and Lucas over at the CBD Gurus. Right now, any order over $100, not including the shipping and discounts, you're going to get 20 million Bolivar from Matt. That's really cool. Thank you, Matt, for doing that. And of course, they've got all the great products, the energy gummies, the mushroom coffee, the pain cream, which is wonderful stuff, the immunity boosters, all kinds of cool CBD products at the cbdgurus.com. Also, once again, don't forget to slide on over for your pets, your cats, your dogs, your horsies. The MikeBarraPets.com link. Just go to MikeBarraPets.com, pick up all sorts of mushroom-based pet supplements for your horse, your dog, your cat, and yourself. Click on the Shop Now tab. You will pick up all sorts of cool sales, products, mushroom-based supplements for your own health, for your organs, for your immune system. They got coffee, they got chocolates, they've got starter packs, they've got dog stuff, they've got cat stuff, they've got super sauce, they've got mush puppies. I've got Barkley on the mush puppies and the mojos. Again, he is doing absolutely spectacular. And also, if you're thinking about getting gold or silver, we're now going to be an affiliate for Miles Franklin, which is Andy Scheckman's company. Andy, you know him from the Mark Z podcast. Wonderful guy. Had him on Thursday. We did a long interview from last Thursday where we talked about the gold standard, the return of the gold standard, but you can get great deals through Andy. Just mentioned that you heard about Miles Franklin and his company from Mike Barra. That's what we're doing right now, is just mention in your email or your order that you heard about it from Mike Barra. You can get all kinds of cool silver and gold products from Andy. And Jen, one of the things that Andy mentioned, which I found to be very interesting, is he said one of the things that you can have happen is that the price of gold and the stock market before have been linked 1-to-1. And it only takes a couple of companies or a few countries to say, we're linking our stock markets to the price of gold. And all of a sudden, our stock market goes from 40,000 to 2,400 or whatever gold is selling for today. Wow. Wouldn't that be a major impact? But it'll represent a true value. So that's one of the things we talked about. All right. Also, Jen, why don't you tell us what is going on over at the newly repaired JenniferFala.com?
Okay, so the sale on the 30-minute reading is going to be ending today. Today is your last day to get that, $69. If you want gift cards, I can give you gift cards. I do have a link up on Telegram that is a Square link where you can use all kinds of different payment methods. This, unfortunately, GoDaddy websites wants me to use PayPal, okay? So PayPal's fixed. You can purchase that there. Email me after to schedule. Susan is there, still on the website. That is working. If you need cleanses, house cleanses, go to Marcy Howe. Everybody needs your business. So, get on in with those girls too. So 30-minute reading sale for $69 will be ending. Last day is today. The healings will stay on at $69. All healings, $69. Weight loss, full body, house cleanse. I prefer you go to Marcy for that kind of stuff right now, but if you really want me, I do that too. Personal cleanse, things like that, I do that too. But medical healings, things like that. So they're all $69. That's going to stay up for a little while longer, but 30-minute is ending today. Go to JenniferFala.com. Email me after to schedule or to give me the information I need. I need a picture and a name for any person or pet for healings. Now, I just got some more information while you were talking.
Okay.
So when Kamala gets in and starts with the executive orders, the news, we were talking about the insurrection stuff. So the news starts pushing really hard that anybody questioning her efforts are insurrectionists. Then the cabal sends out the minions hiding in the woodwork and old buildings and, that have flooded the border for years to act as insurrectionists and start creating chaos in the street, riots, all kinds of stuff.
A fake insurrection.
Right. So she gets in office. They send them out as us, showing how outraged we are and how violent we are and how terrible we are. And you must listen to Kamala and you must go with our new plan and the new Green Deal and all this stuff. So that's how I see it rolling out. That would make sense. Leading up to military stepping in October. It's going to take a little while for that to roll out. Financial separate behind the scenes, but they all start coming together at a time where the political comes down and the financial needs to come down also. We are still waiting for, in the Jentel, a stock market crash. We also heard that gold would be an all-time high. So if somehow that was connected. Now, also somehow I got that we were looking for a stock market crash so that we could get the rates and the numbers that we need for the RV. So if that all happens this week,
wow,
that's good.
That's good. Yeah, and it's like it seems like the RV, assuming it happens Wednesday, is going to be under the radar because it has to be under the radar because they don't want to give Kamswala or Joe Biden credit for that. So that's going to be happening under the radar.
That's why they're private appointments. That's why there's NDAs. But most of the reason for the NDA that I see is that you're going to be given a 1%. They're going to, so they calculate it in fiat. They put it into the treasury account in notes. So the conversion rate.
Right.
We're going to gold. You know what the hell. So that's the NDA. Not necessarily what bank gave, what rate you got for your currency, but knowing that information, you'll have to be quiet about that when this all rolls out so that they can get that done. Okay. And once that's announced that we're going to gold, I don't know if that, and then that becomes legitimate currency. I don't know if at that time again for Velasquez or at the end of it. And that's all I can give you for today, really, unless anybody has any more questions.
Yeah, you've given us quite a bit to chew on for the next couple of days. I want to ask you one other question about the assassination attempt on President Trump. This is a photograph from the shooting, obviously, and I want you to pay special attention to the guy on the left reaching for his gun with the shades on and the short haircut, the guy on the far left. You've seen this guy before, and where you saw him was, remember the Trump rally where they sent out a bunch of feds to spy on Trump supporters and set them up and try to entrap them into crimes that they could prosecute them for? It's the same guy. So I want to ask about this, and it seems to me that this guy is a bad guy. He's a deep state demon, and I don't know his name, but I want to find out his name. I want to make him famous, and I want to get him drummed out of the federal government if at all possible. Jen, what can you tell us about this guy, and was he there, I guess, to help make sure President Trump got killed?
Oh, you can't deny that, Jen, but this is one situation that I'm not touching. I'm not going to end up with guys in black suits at my door. So no, okay. I will not answer that question.
Okay, so I will. It's him, and he's a traitor. All right, moving on now to questions. We're going to start over on the Rumble side of the house, where hopefully everybody has slid on over to Real News Live with Mike and Jen and subscribed. And we're going to start with the people who have given us $5 a month. And Super Dave, a.k.a. Pork Chop, guess what, Jen? Just gave us another $100.
Really, Dave? You're so cool.
Rumble right here. Let me put it up on the screen. Let me put it up on the screen.
That's nice.
He is.
I hope you can afford that. I hope you're not, putting yourself in a position you don't have to do that. But I appreciate it. Thank you.
And hopefully none of us need any of this stuff. Yeah, see, there it is up there, the little big red Rumble rant. Thank you, Super Dave, aka Pork Chop.
You are Super Dave.
Dave gets to go first if he's going to do that.
Okay.
10 years ago, when my daughter was 12, we were driving at night and she looked at the moon and said, "Someday I'm going to go to the moon." Is it just kid talk, or do you see her going to visit the moon? Good question.
You got to listen to that kid talk stuff. That's crazy. I mean, it's awesome. I see her going to the moon in some kind of like shuttle, not as an astronaut, but as a civilian who wants to go see it.
That's one of the things that we're going to be doing, I think, in the future
this is way in the future, but yeah.
Space travel. Guys, we got 863 of you over there on Rumble. We've only got 118 thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button to get us out more advertising on Rumble. That really helps us a lot. Okay, Christina Thompson, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hey, Mike and Jen, my name is Christina. Would I be happier moving to Wyoming or New York post RV?
That's a good way to say it. That's a good way to ask the question. For you personally, actually New York.
Cool. Gary, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, "Good morning, Mike and Jen. Jen, I asked a couple of weeks ago about the family vacation to Corpus Christi. Are things okay, or have they changed with what has happened? Thank you." I guess Gary and his family are going to be taking a vacation to Corpus Christi, Texas. Do you see that going well?
There might be lines and delays, so prepare for any kind of airline delay. I just heard lines and delays. So
yeah. And
pack the granola bars and maybe a little personal pillow or something, get ready.
Last time Jen said that was about my trip back to North Carolina, and we ended up sitting on the tarmac for 4 hours because they let too many fat people on the airplane.
Yeah, be the person with the big backpack who's got all the stuff that everybody forgot to get.
Well, this steward has got a backpack, I'll tell you that.
That's me. I've always got everything in the purse.
All right. Okay, moving on. Peggy has a question. Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Do I have a ghost randomly flushing my upstairs toilets, or do I need to get a plumber? Thank you both. Good question.
Interesting. Let me look. What was the name on that?
Peggy. Peggy. That's Peggy.
Peggy. I need a destination. Oh, Peggy. You do need a plumber, so I'm going on with that one.
No ghosts.
Well, you do have a woman there. I'm not sure if this is like an energy imprint, but I do see an older woman going into that bathroom. There is something wrong with the back of the toilet, though. There's something going wrong in the mechanism in the back of the toilet. So, you do have a ghost. Let me see if I can cross her, because she's not a bad ghost. I think she was ill and she's just kind of like,
just kind of stuck in that place.
Like an older lady
in her life. Yeah.
I'll see if I can cross her. So email me with that picture and
okay.
Of the bathroom, please.
Picture of the bathroom,
not the toilet, but just to look into the bathroom so that. It might be an imprint. That's what I'm saying. I just want to make sure we don't have some kind of conscious person moving around in there.
Cool. Raul, $5 a month Reds Castle subscriber. Raul, I guess I accidentally banned you from the Telegram somehow. I hope that's undone. I didn't mean to. Good morning, Mike and Jennifer. Raul here with a two-part question for Jennifer. Who are me and Jada's guardian angels? Jada, I think, is his daughter. Raul wants to know the names of his guardian angels. This has been a popular question.
Your guardian angel sounds something like Trace. Hers. Are you giving me guides or angels? Guides. Okay. yes, you have guardian angels, but it's the guides that the information's coming through as far. So you got a Trace for you as a male. For her, Liz or Elizabeth, that seems to be pretty common. But I think what they're doing is sometimes they'll choose a name. But I think with these two, they're pulling out a name that you shared a lifetime with them. Yeah, but hers is very motherly. Hers is very motherly. Yours, so it encourages you to be strong, but also calms you down when you get too aggro,
Okay. Diane here, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. I had family over for the weekend. I'm now missing 3 large currencies. Have I misplaced it, or did someone take
Miscalculated.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it was something like, oh yeah, I have. You've got it in your mind that I purchased this one or this much. Yeah, I think it was just a mistake. I don't think anybody stole anything.
Good. Chris Packer, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Can you tell me if I will be able to keep my house in running order, or will I have to sell it?
Christine Packer?
Yeah. Chris Packer, yeah.
You'll be able to keep it in running order. I do think at some point in time you do choose to sell it because you have gotten something else.
Come on, guys. 923 of you over on Rumble, 157 thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button for us, please. We really appreciate it. It really helps. Nancy Forrest, $5 Rumble rant. Hi, Mike and Jen. This is Nancy. Do you see me selling my condo soon?
Two and a half months.
Okay.
Okay, so the deal with Rumble is if you guys are watching on a link like we put up on Telegram or wherever on social media, that'll open up the show and you're watching it through Telegram on Rumble. But it's really best, and then a lot of people don't want to hit the thumbs up because they have to close out of that, go to Rumble.
Right.
So it's best later that you guys go and subscribe to us on the Rumble app.
Follow us, yeah.
Follow us.
And subscribe is good too.
And watch on the Rumble app because then you can do all the things that you need to
and if
do.
you don't
maybe that's part of the problem with people trying to subscribe is that they're picking it up from other platforms, but Rumble's running through that platform.
That's probably it. Yeah, that's probably the problem. Yeah, because, guys, the thumbs up really do help us get noticed and get our show circulated to new viewers, which until the RV happens is something we do have to be concerned about. And please help us out in that way. We really appreciate it. Okay, this is Sandy Balone, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, but you didn't give me your name. See if we can look up this person, Sanibelone. Good morning, Jen. I'm having pain in my hip and leg. Had an x-ray that showed no cracks or damage, but an issue was with age-related damage to my spine with arthritis. Is there anything I can do?
Well, there is a nerve that goes from the spine back on the back side to that hip.
Yeah. That's
affected by that condition. That's really where your pain's coming from, in the hip. So deferred pain. But yeah, I do think that's the origin. I don't know what you could do.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor, but try healing.
Chris Loeb, Loeb. Chris Loeb, will medbeds reverse age? That's the $6 million question. Will the medbeds reverse aging?
Your body reverses the age.
Yeah.
Okay, so your body reverses the damage done from the accumulation of metals and toxins over time and the reduction of the immune system. So what I have always seen happen, like people say, okay, you go in, you come out 30 years younger. Maybe, I don't know. But when we do the divine healings, we know that the body will heal at an accelerated rate. But at a rate in which does not sap all the life force energy out of the body to do so. So I don't know if they're putting a whole bunch in and rapid cell regeneration and rapid fixes and stuff. That's probably what's going on. High vibrational energy. But what I always saw was that you go in, everything gets fixed, and then a short period of time, your body starts to work correctly and repairs damage that's been done. So over time, you start to look younger and younger. It's not that you look like a 9-year-old or something. It's just that you're functioning at optimum health, and so that the way you look and the way you act and perform will show that.
Chris, there's nothing wrong with my tooth. I have a canker sore on the inside of my cheek, which has been there for about 6 months, it seems like. And it's because I probably have too much sugar in my diet. So that's what I'm fooling with. She's seeing me do this, Jen. No, it's not. It's not my tooth. My tooth is.
That's so hard not to do when you got something in your mouth like that.
Yeah, it's a little better today, though. I asked Jesus to heal me and have a better day today, and the canker sore is smaller. So, all right, moving on. Kathy Clem, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. We have a home in Kansas that we need to finish the remodel on, but got a call from a man named Scott that wants to rent to own with a contract. Do you see Scott living in the home in Kansas? That's Kathy Clem.
I don't like it.
Don't like it.
I don't trust him.
Don't trust him. All right. A lot of states, you got to be careful because sometimes people can get, squatting rights in there.
I don't trust him.
Okay. Livonia 2. I don't have your real name, hun. We're going to try to connect with Livonia 2. LAVONNIA. Good day, Mike and Jen. What does my guardian angels want me to know and be aware of? Thank you so much. Again, read the sign, guys. Give us your real name.
Let's move on to something else, because that kind of question really requires a name for a destination. But when you start talking about a situation like your health or your something, then I tune into that situation. It gives me an energetic signature. Okay. That's why I can't find missing items, because they don't have an energetic signature. Like they're not alive.
Right.
A timeline there.
Anasthios, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. You must be Greek, Anasthios.
I love everything.
Athanasios. Anyway, what was it? What was it in the movie Cleopatra? Richard Burton, who's playing Mark Antony, says, "I have a love for almost all Greek things," and Cleopatra says, "Well, as an almost all Greek thing, I take that as a compliment." Anyway, is August still my month of positive change? Thank you for all your work, Mike and Jen. Anna Athanasios.
I got it.
Athanasios.
Yeah.
Good.
What I just saw is a door opening.
Great. Alexis Kate, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. I have always been told that to worry is a lack of trust in God. When I am tempted to worry, I refer back to the statement, and I am able to find my peace quickly. Well, that's nice.
That is so true, and it is, and that's the hardest part, isn't it? Because because you love, you worry, because you want everything to be okay for you and everybody else. But it really is sabotaging the positive creation, because, and Jesus calls it listening to fear. So that would be the lower negative energies. It would sabotage any positive creation you have.
Right.
So I could do an entire, write a book on that. A lot of information on that.
Yeah. Scott, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says Harris is on her way to Wilmington, Delaware for a press conference. Oh, Beth. Sandy Balone was Beth. She asked a question about her hip and didn't give her name. It's Beth.
Yeah, I'm still seeing the same thing. There's a IMC issue with the lower spine, and then I see that it looks like a red cord going over to the hip. That's a nerve, I believe. Either that or it's a big vein.
Right.
What do you talk about, Chris? Tell blonde jokes in the chat? Kick your ass later.
Carissa, Barkley, sweetheart, buddy, he came back again. Carissa, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. When do you see my work computer being fixed from the CrowdStrike issue, and will they pay me for the
3-4 days
work? 3-4 days?
You'll be compensated.
Okay. Scott, Little Red Castle, $5 month subscriber, says, I had a dream with an angel with me. Was it my guardian? What is my guardian angel's name?
That's really cool. It's really hard to see actual angels in dreams. That's cool. Scott who? I know several Scotts.
Scott 1484. That's all I got.
All right. All right. Sounds like Bishop, Wishop, Ishop, something like that.
Okay, Bishop maybe. Sarah, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Do you see my husband Jeremy getting a job? The job he applied for within his current company or another company he's applying for?
Husband's name again?
Sarah with an H asking about her husband Jeremy. Will he get the job he applied for within his current company or another job that he's applied for?
He takes an offer on another job.
Okay. Beth is asking again about the 1%. Do you mean total of all our currencies or just dinar? It's total.
It's total. So you get in there and they say, okay, in fiat dollars, this is how much you get. We're going to convert that over to gold-backed U.S. notes for you, and we're going to put it in this treasury account. We're going to give you 1%. We're going to loan you or advance you 1% as this big bank that we are, and that's why they're important, and that they will survive and had to. And we're going to put it in this account for you because we want your money in our bank, and this is going to be your holding account. Okay, so we'll loan you because you've chosen us now that you're very rich. David, to have your holding account that you can transfer money out of the treasury account with us, we will loan you 1%. Depends, like if you have just a little bit, they'll probably go up to like 5%. You could probably negotiate, but if you've got billions and billions of dollars, they're probably going to say, no, we're going to stick to the 1%.
David Berto says you should trademark Jentel. You should trademark the term Jentel. Which
there's a lot of things I should trademark. Interdimensional meditation,
Okay. Frederica, $5 Rumble Rant. Thank you, Frederica. Do you still see Vincent and I in med beds in August? And Bailey and I had a chat about the drinking. He's more scared of his big brother. I think that was the lady asked about her son or stepson last week. Anyway, Frederica wants to know if you still see Vincent and I in med beds in August.
Late.
August.
It's been moved a little bit. I think we may be into September. This thing's been pushed and pushed and pushed. I think the RV with the bonds, I think the contact and everything actually started in February.
Once again, guys, if you're on Rumble, get in there, hit the like, hit the thumbs up. Carlene, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, I've recently become homeless, which I'm really sorry to hear about. Will I find a place soon? Will she find a place to stay?
14 days. 14th. So I think I saw 14. Somebody assists you with this.
Okay. Okay.
Or you get assistance with this. Somehow it works out, yeah.
Looking for questions. Yeah, what does Barkley know? Dr. Sarah B. I don't know. Barkley knows something. He's trying to tell me something. Joanne, Little Red Castle, $5 month subscriber. When do you see Grassley stepping in?
See, that's where it's like I don't have an exact, but that's why we kind of got the plan as of this moment in time. Now, Jesus did say when we were talking, there's still a moving plan. We're still watching what they're going to do. They have a couple things that they want to do. Whatever the cabal throws out there, then the white hats will counter. But it looks like October.
Wow. Kathy, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, can you tell me what is the name of my angel? I'm not getting a response. Kathy would like to know the name of her angel.
You really need to be talking to your guide, and his name is Stephen. He came forward and said he needs to be talking to me. Okay, and that's...
Tim, the 1% should be spendable right away when you walk out of there, within hours at the most. If not,
Yeah,
right
because the
away.
1% is in fiat.
Yeah, and the gold is going to have to wait till we go gold. Okay. Primetime Gal says Malibu is waiting for you, Jen. Okay, Julie B, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Will we receive 10% before the 90 days? I don't know. Don't know.
I don't
It's
know what that
1%
means.
and then 99%. Nancy, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. She wants to know if she'd be happier living in Bourne, Texas, or Cibolo, Texas, or somewhere in Robinson County, Texas. Bourne, like Jason Bourne,
Cibolo?
Cibolo?
Yeah.
Tim, Reginhart, I'm renovating one of my rental houses. Do you see me renting it again or selling it?
Rents right away.
Okay, rents right
But
away.
yeah, if you need that, I'd get that going.
Some Project 88 is now a monthly supporter, $5 a month. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, guys, let's get those thumbs up going. We're still only at 214. We got 939 of you folks in Rumble. Okay. My daughter and grandson's flight just got canceled. We don't have your name, hun. D Green 4613. I need your name.
What's the question?
Dr. Sarah B says, hi, Jen. Sarah here, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Do you see me moving into a new home in Manalapan, Florida once the RV goes? Thank you.
Not once the RV goes. There's a delay on that. I feel like you hold back for a little bit. Really looking for what you want.
Voyager says, will Harris be kicked out because she has herpes? I don't think that's an impeachable offense, having herpes personally. But
why would they tell anybody if she had herpes? But anyway, yeah, it does happen. I do think you get a house, but there's a kind of a delay. It doesn't happen immediately.
Let's slide over to the Rumble side of things. Get a few questions, Jen. How much longer have we got you?
A few minutes.
Save me a minute. I have a question I want to ask you too. Just one more question about me. Treebeard. Hi, Treebeard. How you doing? He's great. He's over in the Mark Z chat all the time. Mike and Jen, do the Ingersoll Lockwood stories about Barron Trump prove any of the time travel theories? Has Barron traveled through time or had any information from the past, future time?
You know what I just heard? You can't talk about that.
Okay. Can't talk about that. He was not at the RNC, by the way.
I can't talk about that. That's it. Now I want to talk about
no, I think you can just
I'll leave it alone. I'll trust that. It's not the time to know that. It's not the time.
Your real name really helps, Jen. Get connected. We got your picture there. That'll help Jen a little bit.
Yeah, I got it.
Jen, I'm 78 in poor health, no funds, and being evicted. Do you see something working out for me by the 1st of August?
There's a couple people that step in to help you by the 1st of August. And I do believe it's like a son, some kind of guy and then there's a shorter woman involved here. So somebody comes to help you with the situation.
Okay. Angela Zabaza. Hi, Mike and Jen. This is Angela. You told me I would be moving in August. Do you also see my sister and her family and my parents moving back here in the USA? And when, if so?
Those are all separate occasions. I do see quite a few people coming to the USA, yeah, but not for a while. August, moving in August. Name, trying to read it. Same thing. I think we're pushed just a little bit, maybe into the beginning of September. Yeah.
Okay. Sliding back over. Jen, this is Chrissy. Can you give me any insight on the friend's divorce? Friend
divorce.
I don't understand this. Where she has insisted on being in my face and publicly rubbing it in starting today. I am in chose the next 4 or 5. I can't understand this question. Can you
wait a minute? Let's see. So she on the friend divorce. There, I can read it. Oh, okay. You need to distance yourself from this person. You need to stop worrying about what she's doing and what she's saying and everything else, because the more you're involved in it, the more that fuels the fire underneath her. What she needs is the silence from you. And then she's not getting the attention. And then she's like, well, and then she comes back to you. Eventually, not right away.
Okay. Laura wants to know, there was a woman sitting behind President Trump that people noticed was very calm and was filming what was going on her phone, and they thought she was an FBI agent. Now other people like Candace Owens are saying no, she was a private citizen. Anything weird with that woman, or was she just stunned, surprised?
That's another thing I can't talk about it.
Another thing she can't talk about.
I mean, we're getting to the point in this operation where there's stuff I can't talk about, which is interesting.
Cool.
Especially what went on with Trump.
Yeah.
And who's at fault and all that. So not doing it.
All right. Why would the White Hats allow this for a few more months? Allow more chaos and confusion? Sounds like they still have more minions to find and arrest. Okay.
Why would they allow this?
Yeah, because it seems like they could shut it down if they wanted to.
Well, you could read a book 75% through and then read the last sentence. Would it make sense? No. You still got people out there who have to see this play out to the end. Okay? Because when we do change over to the Republic, we need most everybody like, yeah, we want this. Yeah, we almost got taken over. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, this is good. Okay?
All right.
That's why.
Zero Hedge, Silver Slayer says, is reporting that Democrat mega donor John Morgan is withdrawing his money if the donkey is Kamala. Yeah, well, I don't blame him. She has no hope of winning. Sue LaValle, did Joe Biden die? There's doubt out there, and Robert is requesting a report by the end of the day. Yeah, we talked about that.
Something's coming out today.
They're trying to push him. So
yeah. They know they can't win an election. And I got that the other day that, oh, crap. Now they know. After Trump's speech at the convention, I'm like, there's no way they can put anybody on the face of the earth up there and win against him. This is going to get serious now. Yeah. And they know that. And so what they're going to try and do is get her in. That's the last pawn they can use to get as much as they can done with their agenda before she's out. And then something happens and she passed. Well, I heard she passed away from an illness. I'm just saying. She's told me. I have nothing to do with that.
So who she picks as vice president is going to be really important. Is she going to pick Hillary? Newsom.
That I'm not getting.
Okay, well, then we're not supposed to know.
Not getting it yet.
Maybe it hasn't been decided yet either. And this is interesting because we talked about this on yesterday's special report that we did for Toxically Masculine Tuesday on a Sunday, which is that they have to remove Joe Biden from the presidency. They have to, because they can't move forward as long as he's still in office.
It really is, somebody who's supposed to be the commander in chief.
Yeah.
That is that feeble. It really is a security risk at this point, and the cabal, the other side, they know they got to get him out of there because they're losing people right and left.
Can I ask you a question about the Trump assassination attempt? I don't know if you'll be able to answer it. I can't ask you if there was somebody on the water tower. Not publicly. Okay.
Can we ask that? Let me see. Yeah, you can ask that.
Okay. Was there another shooter on the water tower?
Yeah, there was one on top and there was one on the ground.
Okay.
Next, or somebody else involved in whoever is on top of the water tower.
Yeah.
Involved in his whatever he's doing.
Well, that's interesting because there was
eyes on the ground.
Because the report was, there's a guy who tracks cell phone data worldwide. Like he's supposed to be the number one guy. And he says, I've got a cell phone belonging to an FBI agent placed on the water tower or at the water tower. So he had to, at the time of the assassination, and then he slides in and meets up with another guy who's got a
That's what I see. I see it like a zip line or whatever they're calling it, and then there's a guy standing down at the bottom.
Agricultural Department of Agriculture vehicle that they drive out of there.
Right. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Kathleen Ogenter. I really love you guys. You give us real information about what's going on. Everyone else just sits on their info like they're in some special secret club. Thank you. Well, we give you whatever we have. I see no reason to hold it back.
Gotta be brave.
We're told.
And also, I'm psychic, so
yeah,
I can say things, and people are like, "Oh, she's psychic. Don't listen to her. She's crazy." We just won't tell them about the Jentel confirms and all that.
Yeah, we just won't tell them about that stuff. Is Dave Barra there? Maybe I should check on Dave. Yeah, maybe Dave's. Dave, you okay? Send me some proof of life. Text me, dude. Yeah. Okay. See if there's any other questions here. Okay. Montine wants to know, Jen, why is my dog George acting so weird lately? He's barking constantly and wanting to stay outside way more than usual.
He got some kind of infestation problem, like in the what I'm looking at is almost looks like up in the eaves of either the overhang. Something going on with the overhang, or maybe even under like a porch. Take a look up there. I don't know if you got mice or something coming in and out of there. Maybe birds. We'll see.
Okay, let's slide back over to Rumble. Kayla Marie. Kayla would like to, says she's unable to subscribe due to only having a phone. That's fine. You can also Rumble rant.
Or you might not be watching
or just hit
on
the
Rumble itself.
Just hit the thumbs up button. That would be handy too, Kayla. Can you tell me the city or city state I might be living in after the RV? Will we be happy?
No, that would be making a decision for you. It's close to home.
Yeah, and I think you should
like
move
a town or a couple towns over.
Right? I think you should move somewhere that makes you happy. California used to make me happy. I knew that was my happy place, but it's become a shithole. So
it has. I'm waiting for it to get cleaned up, then I'm going back. I want to go back to Eucalyptus Hills, where I grew up.
I came to Vegas, so it's not California, but it's a reasonable facsimile. Tim
it's
H.
Like Tijuana down there now.
Tim H. would like to know the names of his spirit guides or angels, if you can get
okay. Them. When I say it looks like Tijuana down there right now, I'm not talking about people there. I'm talking about everything's just, they haven't had the money to fix things up. Everything's just gone so downhill and it's just falling apart. What's the name? Spirit guide thing?
Tim H. Tim H. Tim.
Well, she looks like Wonder Woman. All right. Really pretty. I think this is your guide. Call me Joan. Joan
of Arc, maybe.
No, she just looks just like the lady who played Wonder Woman.
Marcia says, I hope you can get to this question. Well, we did, Marcia. We just got you in under the deadline. I was curious, she says, Marcia, I'm having a sudden urge to totally relocate from Northeast Florida to Sedona, Arizona. Do you see that as being a good thing for her? Marcia.
Well, I think you take a trip there. And I think you decide, well, maybe I just don't want to live here, but maybe I'll have like a second residence here. But I do see a connection there. I do feel that pull. There's something you're going to learn there. It's spiritual. Grammy
Sue says, more Boulevard just arrived at my door. Woohoo. Hubby just rolled his eyes. Okay, don't give him any then.
I know. And how does that work? Like,
to divorce him and spend all of your money that he can't get to for rolling his eyes at you. Did anyone else notice God Wins on the screen during the opera singer at the RNC? I did not find
Shut up. That's awesome. No.
I would like to find that. If somebody can find that
video,
I
want to see that.
Please put it in the Telegram channels, Jen's or mine. Okay. Anybody else trying to find any pet questions?
And Jesus told us today. What did he tell us today? I am in command. And sometimes they'll say things in a different way. So I don't think that I put words in their mouth because it's something I've heard before or we say often. I am in command.
Okay, Corina, Korena, would like to know, are my plans to move to South Carolina still on track?
Yeah.
Okay, Rex wants to know if his healing and training school will get approval by the White Hats, his humanitarian project.
Okay, on the moving to South Carolina, I'm really getting like a we're setting up for Halloween vibe when we're all settled in. Okay, that'll be all settled in, putting things on the porch and stuff. Now, who is this person's name?
That was Renee, or I don't know. Rex, that's Rex.
Rex, and what does he want?
He wants to know about his healing and training school. Will it be approved as a humanitarian project?
It's approved. It might take like 8 months.
Okay.
To get that final word and get started.
This seems kind of important. Danita says, my hubby is in the ER having a CT scan due to a baseball-sized lump that showed up over the weekend. See anything concerning? Wow. Something that appears that fast is usually water.
It's like a cyst.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
There is a reason and a connected medical condition that is not fatal. Don't freak out, but it's something that I think that happens that you would know. There's a reason why this is getting so big so fast. Okay, and it really feels like diabetes. It feels like inflammation. It feels like something like that. Keeping the body wants to get inflamed or keep water weight on, or something's going on with that.
Okay, Alicia, last question. Alicia says, hi, Jen, can you tell me who the translucent figure I saw in the hallway 2 years ago is? Also, what is my guide's name? Maybe that was your guide.
That's not a guide. Now, a guide's vibration is going to be very high, so we rarely see them unless it's a dream. Right when you wake up, or right before you go to sleep, you're gonna tune into that high vibrational energy. Now, if you see something in the hallway like that, that was passing through. That was an earthbound. That the energy of that is it's okay. It's not a bad earthbound, but definitely passing through. And it must have been at a time when the veil is thin.
Yeah. Okay, you can find me at mikebarra.blogspot.com. You can find us over on Rumble, Real News Live with Mike and Jen is the channel. Please hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe if you can, and also follow us on our new channel, Real News Live with Mike and Jen. On Telegram, I'm simply Mike Barra, Mike Barra Chat, and on Instagram, Mike Barra, all lowercase, 333. And on Twitter X at Mike Barra 333 with a capital M and a capital B. Jennifer Falah Doran, you can find her at jenniferfalah.com. On YouTube, Jennifer Falah Doran. Philosophy on Telegram, Jennifer Falah Doran on Telegram, and the Philosophy Chat on Telegram. Jen, any final thoughts before we head out of here on our Marvel?
Yeah, quite a few people lately have been messaging me to get to Mike, and a lot of people lately have been messaging me to become admins for our groups because of spam or whatever. Listen, the way that Mike and I operate, we don't put anybody into that position unless we trust that individual. I mean, I don't put my seal approval on anybody likes to send you to for psychic work unless I freaking know that you're going to get what you paid for. So we don't do that. We don't just like appoint somebody. Oh yeah, you got the job. Our admin, we know these people and we trust these people and they're good enough. So we're not adding anymore. But thank you for your inquiries.
See y'all tomorrow night. Yeah, we'll be on with Toxically Masculine Tuesday with Brooks, Blake, and Steve Doran. I think we're going to have something more to talk about by tomorrow night, the way things are going. So that's our conventional political show, which more conventional anyway, but still Real News Live. Jen and I will be back on Wednesday with Tell the Truth Wednesday. Thank you for being here. Follow us everywhere. Hit the like button, the thumbs up over on Rumble. That is very helpful. Jentel will be posted on Telegram later on. Go over and join the Jen chat or any one of Jen's 14 different Telegram rooms she has. Go join them and follow her there. Follow me everywhere.
Very social person. Okay.
And
Sue already got it typed up, so I'll put that right after the show. I'll put it up on the channels. You guys can share it.
There you go. And it's okay for you to hold us to it because we're right like 90% of the time in the end. We're always right.
Let's wait for it.